Hello everyone, just a veteran here, out on my daily walk with my ginger ninja, Hamish. Today I'd just like to briefly talk about something other than Jay Slater. Jay Slater's consuming TikTok and social media, and I'll continue to post about him as and when. But it's quite sad because it means that other content isn't really getting out there. Other content isn't getting the views or the coverage that it may otherwise have got if it wasn't for this Jay Slater debacle. So today, I want to put on something completely different. I want to talk about me. Because what's better than talking about me, eh? So, ADHD. Know about it? Well, I didn't really think much of it until about 5 years or so ago, and now I'm living with ADHD. Now, what I don't like about ADHD is the last letter stands for disorder. Is it attention hyperdeficit disorder? I don't know. Anyway, disorder. It's not a disorder. People think people with ADHD are like the really naughty kids in the class, and we're not. We're just different. Now, having ADHD undiagnosed can be a bit of a challenge. People not understanding your traits, you not understanding your traits, and you not understanding why you're doing stuff. I just want to run through a few of my traits today. I suppose the most prevalent one is I am a bit hyperactive and I have a hyper focus. The hyper focus is basically if there's something that I like or something I'm interested in, I will invest everything into that. I will hyper focus on that one target and really amplify my efforts towards it, which is fine, but it can be consuming and time consuming, energy consuming, fucking knackering. So let's say I decide to do something. I want to build something in the backyard, for instance. From the moment I get the idea in my head, I then have to sit down and detail it all out, draw it all out, go through it in my head. Then I have to go and get the materials and then build it. It has to be done. It has to be done as soon as possible. None of this dillying and dallying and taking days or weeks to decide over how to do or what to do. Can be a bad side of that because maybe they're not always leaving time for reflection. Another one of my challenges is that famous phrase within ADHD within adults is that you'll have more hobbies than anyone and won't stick to any of them. Jesus Christ, this is me. If I get an idea of a hobby in my head, you need to stand back. Stand clear of Craig, because I'll just go off on one. I'll focus everything into that. I'll talk about it all the time. I'll talk about it to my mates all the time. I'll talk about how I can do it and what I'm going to do and how I'm looking forward to it. And I just basically don't shut the fuck up about it. For instance, I had this idea a few months back that I was going to learn drumming. You see, I play the bagpipes, kind of. And that's been a constant. I've been doing that for a long time. They're away, I don't really touch them unless it's a special occasion like Remembrance or New Year or Burn Supper. But when it comes to the drumming, shit, I got in my head that I could learn the drums and I could be a drummer. It's all I went on about. I even bought a set of drumsticks off Amazon and started playing everything in fucking sight, from tables to armchairs to all sorts. Convinced that I was going to learn the drums, looking at all the YouTube videos, knowing what to do with a paradiddle and a flam and all this sort of stuff, and getting so close to buying a set of drums, and then I stopped. I reevaluated and went, hang on a minute, Craig, you've got so much going on in your life, that ain't going to fucking happen. So I dropped the idea as quick as I adopted it. Never actually got near a drum kit. Being a member of the Military and Blue Light Veterans, this is good, because obviously we arrange and organise events. One event that is being arranged at the moment is the Arboleus Rocks concert in Arboleus on Saturday the 20th of July. So putting all my attention on that together with the team is really good. Getting loads of shit done and achieving lots with the team. A positive side of the ADHD. Another trait is just not being able to sit still, really. I can have one of two types a day. One day where I just don't want to do literally fuck all, leave me alone. And then other days where I just can't sit down. So I'll do a full day's work, I'll come back, I'll then pot around and do something, I'll then do this, I'll do that, then I'll sit down, then I'll go on my computer, and then I'll do stuff on my computer. But one of the worst traits for me with ADHD is time blindness. I'm fully aware of the importance and the benefits of planning and arranging stuff well in advance, but time and time again, I leave shit to the last minute. Yeah, it gets done, but I always leave it to the last minute. Now, this can be from being involved in an event, or it can be involved in right down to packing your bag before you go on the plane. Always the last minute. I'm never in advance. I know the benefits and I have every intention of doing it in advance. Say, you know, right, I'm going to pack my bag 2, 3, 4 days before the plane. No, not Craig. I'll do it the fucking night before. And then I'll get in a wobbly when the fucking clothes that I want to take aren't washed. So, that's me. A bit about me today. ADHD. And do you know what? It's not a bad thing. It really isn't. There are lots of traits that people have with ADHD. Some have more than others. Some have different ones to others. But our attention to detail is not off the chart in terms of we lose attention quickly. I would say the opposite. Certainly for me, I'm hyper attentive. So if I meet you, I'll remember every piece of detail about you, from the fucking shoelaces you got in your shoes to what colour hair you've got. One thing I'm shit at is remembering your name, which is always a bloody problem, because people seem to remember my name no problem, and I'm like, oh, I know them, I can't remember their fucking name. So the word mate comes out, and then I scurry away and try and remember what they're called. But detail, I'll always see detail. Maybe that was because I was law enforcement before, I don't know, but I am a detailed person. Attention to detail is what really, really matters. So there you go. There are my traits. A little bit about me and ADHD. Interested to know if you have ADHD. I won't say suffer from it, because that's not fair. There are benefits to ADHD without a shadow of a fucking doubt. And yeah, there's some challenges, but the benefits definitely outweigh the challenges for me. The key thing for me is, once I realised I had it, it made sense, and it explains so much about my past. It explains so much about the way I was and why I changed my mind so frequently and hopscotched from idea to idea. It made sense. And I realised I was just slightly different, but slightly different good. And actually, I live with it now and enjoy being that slightly different good. Because why change? It's me. I just learned to live with it and embrace it and understand that when certain things happen, that it's the ADHD, which is cool. It's not an excuse, but it allows me to manage it much, much better. Now, that's sometimes tied in with my anxiety. Yes, I sound like a fucking book of medical problems. I'm not, and I never understood it, but maybe I'll do a post on my anxiety a little bit later so people can understand how I have that, and indeed whether they share any symptoms and concerns. I never subscribed to all this ADHD and anxiety bollocks before, and I think karma came along and gave it to me so that I could understand it and be aware of it and understand what it was like and know that it's not a choice thing. Anyway, enough for today. We've gone on for nearly 9 minutes. I'll maybe put a post on about anxiety later if there's enough interest in it. But if you've got this far and you've enjoyed my video, just put cowabunga in the comments. And most importantly, thank you for watching Just a Veteran. Have a great day.